Hi there, welcome back. Hope you all had a great Christmas and New Year and all that kind of stuff. I kept myself very quiet over the Christmas period, so I haven't uploaded anything for a few weeks, but it's good to be back and we're starting with new prices. Now, the focus for this video will mainly be on boarding actions, which we'll get to. We'll get to the price and then we'll come back to it again at the end. But yeah, so first of all, let's go through all the rest of the pricing. And then we'll come back to boarding actions specifically. So Arks of Omen Abaddon, so that's £35. You will need this if you want to play boarding actions. All the rules and that kind of stuff, it's not in the mission pack, it is in this book, the Arks of Omen Abaddon, £35. Boarding actions itself is £130. Again, we'll come back to that in a minute. Chapter approved mission pack, Arks of Omen Grand Tournament. That's £17.50, and that also includes all of the points balance, the new points book. We've got 4 of the Battle Force boxes. So Scions of Macragge, £130. Well, they're all £130 to be fair. We also get the Storm of Chagoris. This one looks quite interesting. The Iron Hands March of Iron, £130. And finally, Salamanders Warforged Strike Force, £130 again, for anyone who's interested in picking those up. We've got the new Blood Angel Space Marine Heroes, that's £40. Black Legion Dice, £22. Horus Heresy stuff, no pricing on this, as it doesn't go out to retailers. Same with the new Blood Bowl stuff. Classic Star Players. Nobbler Blackwort and Scrapper Sorehead. Again, that's Forge World, so no pricing on that. Black Library, we have Mortis. That's a paperback. That's $7.99. Looks like a nice map there. I think that might just be a GW exclusive. And then Wrath of the Lost, that's £18. And that's everything we've got pricing for. Okay, so that's a basic rundown of all the pricing. Let's have a little look at the boarding actions. Okay, so the boarding actions, how many pieces of terrain do we have? 68 pieces of terrain. Okay, so this is basically, if you look at what's been released for Kill Team, the current season, so it's Into the Dark plus Shadow Vaults, if you look at the terrain in that and then remove any kind of scatter terrain and that sort of thing that's in those boxes, that is effectively what we're getting here. And I believe the boards are the same as well. So we get 2 boards plus 68 pieces of terrain for £130. Now, I'm not sure on that if that's a good deal or not. Well, it's not a good deal, to be fair. Let's just be honest about it. I was expecting it to come in at maybe 80 or 90. So to see 130, I am very surprised. Considering that you will need the Abaddon book if you want to play with that terrain as well. So that means if you're buying direct from GW, you're basically at a minimum £160 just to start playing. Now, obviously, I have an affiliate link with Element Games, which is down in the description. If you use that, you'll get your usual discounts and that kind of stuff, but I'll get a little tiny kickback. So I would urge you to use that if you wouldn't mind. But yeah, it's quite an interesting one, really. I'm not sure how well 40k with the boarding action rules is going to play on this. It will certainly be interesting. No doubt we'll get some hints at the rules and all that kind of stuff this week on the Warhammer community website. So it will certainly be interesting. But in general, I think it is expensive, but as someone who does own the other 2 Kill Team boxes, I love the terrain. I really do like it. It's modular. You can do so much with it. You can, it is versatile. You don't have to create little corridors and walkways and that kind of stuff. You can have some quite wide open spaces and that kind of thing with this terrain as well. So, yeah. It looks interesting to me anyway, but then Obviously, I won't be getting it because I already own it. I don't actually play a lot of 40k at all, but I may pick up the Abaddon book just so as I've got the rules if I do want to play it. But yeah, certainly looks interesting. Now, I do wonder when all of the kind of scatter terrain that's in the Kill Team boxes will come out for this. I don't know if they'll release them when the full season is done. So there's 4 boxes in the Into the Dark Kill Team season, and I'm sure that all 4 will come with their own versions of the scatter terrain that are in those boxes. So maybe you'll wait. GW will wait until all 4 of those boxes come out before they release everything individually. They will either do that, or what I think they're more likely to do is that in a few weeks' time there'll be one kind of accessory pack with the 2 available Into the Dark sprues for that scatter terrain and that kind of stuff. I think that will probably is more likely to come out in the next couple of weeks, so as you could add that into your boarding actions games. Now, if truth be told, I get the feeling that whoever buys this for 40k, I get the feeling that they will buy this, they will have 1 or 2 games of it, and then it will just get forgotten about. I don't see this as being a long-term popular option for 40k, but I think it is quite interesting for those of you who are interested in playing it. As well as spinning an epic yarn, Arcs of Omen Abaddon lets you take part in the saga of the Bay Fleets by introducing rules and missions for boarding actions. A whole new way to play Warhammer 40,000, offering fast-paced games set within the confines of Voidcraft space hulks and orbital stations. Of course, to play the games in a spaceship, you'll first need a spaceship, or at least the board's worth of spaceship terrain, such as the contents of Boarding Actions terrain set. This set contains 2 sturdy double-sided board games and 68 pieces of massively modular terrain, which can be used for the Boarding Actions missions in Arcs of Omen series. Now, when it says 68 pieces of terrain, that doesn't mean 68 kind of individual corridors and that kind of stuff. That is including all of the pillars that go on the end of each section and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it sounds like a lot, 68 pieces of terrain, but in reality it's not a huge amount. But I will say 2 double-sided boards of this stuff will look great on the tabletop, absolutely. Fans for larger games will have something to look forward to in the chapter approved Arcs of Omen Grand Tournament Mission Pack. This is the complete guide to match play for the first half of 2023. So basically, if you are looking for just the boarding action stuff, don't bother getting this because it's not going to appear in there. This just caters for standard 40k. So boarding actions, you just need the Abaddon book and the boarding actions set itself. And obviously, if you already got all the Kill Team Into the Dark stuff and Shadow Vaults, you don't need boarding actions at all because you'll already have it all. So I'll leave it there. I'll certainly be looking back later this week if there's information on the Warhammer community website to see what's going on with this and see if there's any way to develop it in the future. I mean, specifically with those kind of scatter terrain and the extra bits you get in the Kill Teams box. But I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think of boarding actions. Are you excited for it? Is it something you're going to get if you're already a Kill Team player that doesn't play 40k anymore? Is this likely to get you back into the groove with it? Let me know down in the comments and have a great week, and I'll see you all very soon.